Welcome back to the Embers Archive. Tonight's story is not about glory or victory, but about the long, cold shadow that follows defeat. It is a tale of a broken oath, a fallen general, and a captive princess who held the key to his redemption, or his final destruction. General Kaelen was once the pride of the Valorian Empire, the golden general, a tactical genius sworn to his king. But that was before the disastrous Battle of the Crimson Ridge, where his entire legion was routed and his king slain. Kaelen was blamed for the loss, branded a traitor and a failure. He was stripped of his rank, his titles, and his honor, and exiled to the farthest, coldest reach of the empire, the isolated watchtower of Frostend. He was not sent there alone. His final binding oath to his dying king was not one of vengeance, but of protection. He was sworn to guard the king's most valuable and most hated prisoner, Princess Elara of the rival kingdom, captured in the very battle that had destroyed him. For 2 years, they lived in the frozen silence of the watchtower. Elara saw Kaelen as the butcher who had led the armies that destroyed her homeland. Kaelen saw Elara as the living symbol of his failure, the cursed prize from a war he had lost. The fallen general and his captive princess, bound together by an oath and mutual hatred. Their bitter peace shattered on a moonless night. A squad of assassins, clad in black armor that bore no insignia, stormed the tower. Kaelen, moving with a speed and precision that belied his disgrace, intercepted them. The fight was brutal. These were no mere bandits. They were elite soldiers, sent to kill the captive princess and the disgraced general who guarded her. As Kaelen fought, Elara, who he had assumed was a fragile political pawn, shattered a stone brazier and used a burning brand to attack an assassin from behind, saving Kaelen from a fatal blow. He stared at her, stunned, before dispatching the last attacker. One of the assassins, dying, uttered a name, Lord Vorlag. The name hit Kaelen like ice. Vorlag was his rival, the man who had inexplicably held his own legions back at Crimson Ridge, the man who had risen to power in Kaelen's absence. This wasn't a random attack. Vorlag is cleaning house. He's tying up the loose ends of the last war. And we are the last ends. What does he want with me? My people think I am dead. He doesn't want you. He wants you gone. If you were ever found alive, it would prove the war was never truly finished. We have to run. For the first time, their goals aligned. Survival. They fled the watchtower, vanishing into the brutal, snow-choked wilderness. The forced proximity of the road was a harsh teacher. Kaelen was no longer her jailer. He was her only protector. He taught her how to track, how to fight, how to survive the punishing cold. In turn, Elara's sharp, politically trained mind began to chip away at his guilt. She analyzed the battle he had lost, pointing out tactical inconsistencies, supply lines that had vanished, and the impossible coincidence of Vorlag's delayed arrival. You didn't lose that battle, General. Your sacrifice, Vorlag, didn't just let you fail. He made you fail. He wanted your king dead, and you disgraced. Her words were a painful, liberating truth. His oath of protection, once a punishment, now felt different. It was the last honorable thing he had left. She, in turn, began to see the man behind the title of butcher, a man bound by a rigid, unbreakable code of honor, even in disgrace. The hatred between them began to thaw, replaced by a complex, dangerous reliance. They were tracked to the ruins of an old temple. Vorlag's assassins cornered them. Kaelen, his tactics no longer dulled by exile, prepared for last stand. But Elara stopped him. Don't fight them. Fight him. Your name is Mud, Kaelen, mine is not. My father, the king, is a neutral party. If we can get to my homeland, to the Sunstone Court, I can grant you sanctuary and an audience. I can give you what you've lost. Justice? It was an insane gamble, requiring him to trust his former enemy completely. But looking at her, he saw not a captive, but an ally, a queen. Their journey shifted from one of escape to one of infiltration. They crossed the border into her lands. Kaelen, now the prisoner, moving in disguise. But the dynamics had changed. When her own border patrol grew suspicious of him, she defended him. This man is under my personal protection. He comes as an envoy at my invitation. You will stand down. The fallen general had never thought to bend his knee again. But in that moment, he found himself willingly bowing to her authority. They reached the Sunstone Court. True to her word, Elara brought Kaelen before her father. There, with Vorlag himself present for a peace negotiation, Elara and Kaelen laid their trap. Kaelen presented his tactical analysis of the Battle of Crimson Ridge. His evidence of sabotaged supply lines and false retreat orders. Vorlag laughed, dismissing it as the desperate lies of a traitor. And who will believe the words of a fallen general? It was then that Elara played her final card. She brought forth the captured assassin they had kept alive from the watchtower, bound and compelled by Elara's royal truce. The assassins confessed to everything. Vorlag's entire plan to kill Kaelen's king, blame Kaelen and seize control of the army. Vorlag's treachery was exposed. His own guards, disgusted by his dishonor, arrested him. Kaelen's name was cleared. His honor was restored, but he was a man without a kingdom, a general without an army. His oath to Elara's long-dead king was finally fulfilled. He was free. He stood with Elara on a balcony of the Sunstone Palace, the warm air a strange sensation after 2 years of ice. My oath is complete. I am free to go. You are. Your king is gone. Your army is gone. Your exile is over. But, General, my kingdom is in need of a new commander, one who understands both war and its cost. She held out her hand. It was not a command. It was an offer. A new oath. My father has agreed. Serve me. Help me build a lasting peace between our kingdoms. Kaelen looked at the woman he had once guarded as a prisoner. The woman who had saved his life, his honor, and his soul. He knelt, not as a fallen general, but as a man reborn. He took her hand, sealing a new vow, one bound not by guilt, but by loyalty, and by love. His honor had not been lost at Crimson Ridge. It had merely been waiting in the cold, protected by the very woman he was sworn to guard. And in the heart of the archive, their story was recorded, a lesson that true honor is not found in victory, but in the oath a heart keeps. Thank you for joining us at the Embers Archive. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe for more tales from the ashes of history. We'll see you next time.